I made a website. It's pretty cool. I'm not really used to Devlog, so this might be a bit over the place, all over the place, but I really think it's really cool, and I kind of want to show you all around. So the thing's pretty simple, and I really like old looking websites, all the like simple HTML and JavaScript and CSS, and not the like massive just JavaScript everywhere. Nobody knows what's going on. There's 18 billion buttons on the screen. Like stuff like this, it just looks nicer in my opinion. It's really simple. You got a home page. These two I'm planning to fill out later, but there's not really anything here right now. And the blog's page is also still pretty empty. And then yeah, also there's a quote here that refreshes randomly every time you open the page, and it redirects to uh, something. It's a link. Look at that. This is one of my favorite backrooms articles, by the way. It's something similar to the SCP wiki. That's something a bit more famous that you guys might know of. So first thing is you will notice that, look at that, it's a custom domain, and usually you have to pay for those, except I'm actually using like, what do you call this, a domain service, free domain service. Basically you some guy bought the is-a.dev domain, and he's just letting anyone use it. So I can just slap a muffin to the back of it and get my own custom domain. So if you ever see anyone around with something like this, you'll know that like they're cool and know how to use GitHub or something. I use two monitors to do things, so this is gonna be a bit scuffed, so just bear with me. This is my primary monitor. I keep my GitHub here pinned, and I just Google the heck out of whatever I need in this window, and then I have my website here so I can test it. And over here on my secondary window, I have Emacs open. So this is mostly just showing the same thing. It's the file explorer, and then here we got something called sass, syntactically awesome style sheets. Basically, it's a if you heard of TypeScript or CoffeeScript, it's something similar. It's just a way to make it's something that builds on CSS. So like you see, for example, I can do this. I can set this A tag to all of the link tags are black colored, and then I can say if it's not hovering, underline it, and if it is hovering, don't underline it. And you can't do this in normal CSS. You would have to do separate, like you would have to do separate and not hover, and then a separate and hover, and it's just the files just start getting so long, and then it's harder to like figure out what the heck's going on. And then yeah, you have, just like CoffeeScript and TypeScript, you have to compile it into standard CSS. So I have this sass watch script going that converts my style.scss into style.css. And let me open this real quick, style.css, and you can see it compiles into a CSS that the computer can, that the your web browsers can recognize. And the second main thing that I find really cool that I did is you'll notice here that this isn't really fancy HTML code. It's just two paragraphs. But when you look into the website, you've got this expanding whatchamacallit image. You've got this nav bar, and then you've got the two paragraphs. So what's up with that? Basically, I ended up coding my own like Python script to generate HTML, because on every single page you're gonna have a title bar, you're gonna have a nav bar, you're gonna have a image, and eventually I'll probably maybe add a whatever the bottom thingy is called. So instead of just needing to manually go into every single file once I add something to these things that are on every single page, I can just go into the Python script and run that, and it'll generate them for me. And so here's what it looks like when I was working on the Python script. This is the light mode of PyCharm, so it doesn't take up 5 billion RAM, and then I've got git bash over here in the corner to run console commands. So every time I need to run the Python script, I can just python generate.py. And let me move this over. I have this on my second monitor when I'm working on this. So I'm here in my main docs folder, and I can, what do I not need? These. So let's pretend that I have to change something and I have to generate new stuff. And then once I run that thingy, it's just gonna do all of that for me. Look at that. Wow, so cool. Yeah. Alright, that's about it. I'm gonna put the code in the description as the GitHub link if you guys want to check it out. Alright, see ya.